that group of people. We want a totally new executive arm of government, a totally new cabinet, and a totally new group of people that are going to help us forge the agenda forward. You know, the government got into very funny tacts of abducting young people, maiming young people, especially those that they thought are probably leading a certain clique of people, those that were at the forefront. So many people have been abducted, myself included, and I thank God that I came out alive. A number of us didn't come out alive, were found dead, all right? Some of us were found in very critical conditions. So they're using these to weaken the movement. But I can tell you for a fact, they are just making the movement strong. They are strengthening the movement further. I am here on the streets. Of course, we are continuing the protests. And one thing I would want to say is that the young people, especially the Gen Zs, are not tired yet. We've had so many other government-sponsored bloggers and goons trying to change the course of the conversation and trying to, delude people into believing that the government has won. And by President William RUTO, giving people other positions, or rather exchanging positions within the existing cabinet, that he has answered our call. No, he has not. We're on the streets because we don't want recycling of the cabinet secretaries who were just dismissed the other day. We want them to be done away with. We want them to be dismissed completely, and the cabinet we want a total cabinet reshuffle. At the same time, because we know the person that William RUTO is, we know that these are not things he is willing and able to do. So that is why the ultimate call is that RUTO must go. That is what we still hold on to. And we are not going to relent until that is adhered to. We are not going to relent until our goal is achieved. Those are lame duck allegations. The president doesn't have anything to hold on to. So he's just trying to find, anything that can make sense to the general public. That's why, at first it was the former president Uhuru Kenyatta who was alleged to be behind these protests. Another time it was the opposition or part of the opposition. Sometimes it was Russia. At some point it was, the media. At some point it was the Kenya civil society space. And now they are calling on the Ford Foundation. You see, these are people who do not actually have the facts. That tells you that the president is someone who does not know what is happening in Kenya. So he's just holding on to any information, any rumors that he gets to hear alongside, beside the road. So I think these are misplaced allegations. Ford Foundation is not behind any protests. Ford Foundation has been at the forefront in supporting civil society organizations in Kenya and other countries. That is what they've continued to do. For over 100 years now, about 100 years now, Ford has been doing that same work. So if someone is going to allege that Ford Foundation has been supporting civil society organizations for almost 100 years just to support protests, they are very misplaced. This is a Gen Z funded movement. No one is buying anyone anything. If at all, you understand, the other day actually people were contributing towards the hospital bills and other bills for those who were shot dead, those who are maimed that are in hospitals, and those who were abducted and came out injured. All right? So this is a Gen Z sponsored movement. No one is sponsoring, no external force is sponsoring the movement except for the people themselves. But of course some people will go and say, this is Jacob Juma. When they say Jacob Juma, they don't mean it literally Jacob Juma. But they mean it is the previous actions of the president, of William RUTO, that are resulting to this revolt right now, that is resulting to the protests that we have right now. Because he has, he's known to be a person of lies and lies and lies. One thing I can say is they are not going to heed the voice of the young people. If they were to heed to the voice of the young people, they would have dismissed the cabinet and came back with totally new people. Today, we have Aden Duale, Soipan Tuya, and many other people back in parliament, in cabinet. And they're just reshuffling. Today, you've heard that Aden Duale is no longer in defense cabinet, in defense ministry. Now he's been taken to environment. Now Soipan Tuya has been taken to, So he's just going to recycle these friends. There's this close, the close circle of William RUTO that we are going to see even as we proceed. So I think the call for change is landing on dead ears. And that is why our ultimate call is that Ruto must go. Because we know with him out of the office, then we are assured that someone who will come next will listen to us. And of course, when I say with him, I don't just mean him as an individual. I mean him and his whole entire cabinet. I mean Ruto, Gachagua, and all that group of people. We want a totally new executive arm of government, a totally new cabinet, and a totally new group of people that are going to help us forge the agenda forward. You know, the government got into very funny tacts of abducting young people, maiming young people, especially those that they thought are probably leading a certain clique of people, those that were at the forefront. So many people have been abducted, myself included, and I thank God that I came out alive. A number of us didn't come out alive, were found dead, all right? Some of us were found in very critical conditions. So they're using these to weaken the movement. But I can tell you for a fact, they are just making the movement strong. They are strengthening the movement further. Because you can see me as a person who probably experienced abduction and went 2 days without food or water or anything, I am back again on the streets. And I know there are so many other people like myself who are saying, no matter what it takes, no matter what they do to us, we are going to come back better, bigger, and stronger, all right, to further the agenda of the movement and to ensure that the ultimate goal is achieved. That is what we are doing. Otherwise, I want to tell the young people that if you see the government resorting to abductions, illegal arrests, killings, maiming, they are afraid. They're already giving up. And the only way they are going to probably show you that they're still strong is by picking very hard stances and talking very negatively of you. You are stronger than the government. That is why right now they are sending police and every other peacekeeping organization or rather branch of the government to the streets to try and derail our activities. They will not derail our activities. Let us forge forward. Let us keep to the mission. Let us move ahead and continue with the movement. Do not be cowed. Do not be sold to fears, because we have numbers. We are able, we are capable, and we are going to win over the government of William Ruto. On the political class hijacking the movement, this is the thing. We have seen lately so many politicians are trying to align, their sentiments with the sentiments of the movement, the Gen Z movement. One thing is they've realized that without this movement, then no political party is going anywhere. So they have realized the strength that the movement has. That is why they're trying to align themselves with the movement. I would say that we welcome any political party, any politician who has goodwill and who is ready to support the movement. But we are not going to let them take over the movement. For those who are taking this for granted, those who are taking this as to gain political mileage, I would tell them we are sorry, because that is not what we are not going to welcome that. You come to our movement, you support the movement, you let us continue with the program as it were before, and of course, we shall entertain you there. But if you come that now you want to be the leader, no way. That is not going to happen.